Ever interacted with a brand that says all the right things, but the experience of dealing with them feels completely different? The marketing's great. The messaging is super polished. Everything looks amazing on the surface, and you're super excited. But then you actually interact with the company, and something feels off. Maybe the product doesn't match the promise. Maybe the customer service is terrible. Maybe the website is just super frustrating to use. Whatever it is, there's a disconnect. And that disconnect is why so many brands feel incoherent. I saw a really interesting example of this recently. Two companies in the same industry had almost the exact same problem with almost the same product even. It was a faulty functioning of the product, a faulty part. It wasn't huge either. It wasn't catastrophic. It wasn't all the products. It was just a small subset. But it was enough that customers started talking about it online. Now, here's where things got interesting. One company stayed quiet. They would fix the issue if a customer contacted them, but they didn't really address it publicly for a long time. And what made it worse is the repairs were slow, sometimes months. Meanwhile, online communities were talking about it constantly in a huge uproar. And the optics just kept getting worse and worse. The other company, they immediately issued a recall. They apologized, they communicated clearly, and they took care of the customers as fast as possible. Same type of problem, two completely different responses. And the difference in brand perception was massive. One brand damaged trust significantly. The other reinforced it and basically gained an even stronger foothold in the marketplace from a problem that they had. Here's the thing. Customers experience brands emotionally, not logically. They spend money. So when something goes wrong, their reaction is emotional. Frustration, confusion, distrust, disappointment. I mean, it's easy for us as the marketing team to think of customers as a number. And we're dealing with customers at scale. The customer is dealing with just this one company in this particular purchase. That's it. We as marketers are dealing with hundreds, thousands, whatever amount of people. They're dealing with this one experience. So they get to hyper-focus on it. And if that emotional experience doesn't match what the brand said it stood for, the relationship breaks. Sometimes permanently. And this brings us to something important. A brand is not your logo. It's not your colors, and it's not your fonts. Your brand is how customers feel about your company. That's it. It's not as complicated as everybody sounds. Your brand is the experience people have when they interact with you. From the moment they first hear about you, to the moment they buy something, to how you treat them afterwards. Every single touch point contributes to that experience. So why do so many brands get this wrong? Because most marketing teams organize themselves around channels. Social media, ads, email, content. And those things are important. You absolutely need them. But when those channels operate without a clear brand structure guiding them, you end up with chaos. Every channel pulls in a slightly different direction, and the brand starts to feel fragmented. Instead of organizing around channels, brands should organize around architecture, around values, around customer experience, around what the brand actually stands for. Those things should guide everything else. Your content, your ads, your emails, creative, all of it. Channels should execute the strategy. They should not define it. There's also another piece of this that a lot of companies overlook. Internal culture. The culture inside your company eventually leaks into the customer experience. No matter what you believe, this is true. If employees are frustrated, customers will feel it. If people inside the company don't really believe in what they're doing, it shows up in the product. It shows up in the customer service. It shows up in the communication. Culture always leaks outward. Always. And when companies get this right, something really interesting happens. Customers don't analyze the brand. They don't say, wow, this brand is really coherent. They just feel something. They think, this is my brand. And when that happens, customers become advocates. They start telling other people about you. They defend you. They promote you. They help you grow. In a lot of cases, they'll be out here in the comments defending you and standing up for you and providing you with customer service. They're just out here moderating the web for you because they're so down. Now, this matters even more today because it's easier than ever to fake polish. AI can write copy. AI can generate content. AI can make a brand look like incredibly put together. But polish isn't what builds trust. Experiences do. And the companies that align their experience with their promise are the ones that will stand out the most. They're the ones popping off that everybody's wondering how. So, if there's one belief I would leave you with, it's this. Branding is more important than you think. Most companies treat it like fluff. I've seen it dozens of times helping people with startups or helping them rebrand or helping them in general. I sit down with them and I start trying to unpack their brand, but it turns out they don't really have anything to unpack. And so then I start trying to build these foundational things, and all of a sudden they get uncomfortable. It's like, this stuff doesn't matter. Well, let's just get going. Let's get going on the things. And yeah, go ahead, get going on those things. And it might work for a little bit. But then you'll be right back to where you're wondering why everyone else or this other company in your same category is doing way better than you and your product's better. You'll be like, huh? What? I don't get it. I'm picked on. So yeah, most companies treat it like fluff. Something nice to think about later. But the companies that take the time to define who they are, what they stand for, and how customers should experience them are the ones that build brands that actually last. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe for the next video next week and the shorts I post in between. Have a good one.